Okay, boys, today at the coaching table, we have the gold Killjoy main on Haven. Hi, only just started playing Valorant competitively seriously this act, episode 6, act 2, before I would just mess around with friends, so I'm looking for any suggestions for improvement. I want to play Omen, but it's got insta-locked. And I'm also sorry if the audio isn't too good and you can hear my keyboard. We love the good sound of the keyboard, of the good, mechanical sound. Okay, ASMR coaching session. His tracker says that he is currently Platinum 1, so this is actually Platinum 1 player. I'm gonna say that this guy is Platinum 1. He reached Platinum 1. Okay. Now, his KD. Let's look at the previous act, to be honest. Previous act, gold 3. Ooh, win rate is very bad. One surprising thing here is that my dude has 1.23 KD with a Killjoy. 1.4 KD with a Killjoy. Bro, gold and platinum players have no idea how to dodge the Killjoy setups, I guess. 144 damage per round is really good. His headshot percentage is really bad. Like, this is a headshot percentage of a silver player, basically. Like, this is really bad. Like, if you have below 25% headshot ratio in Valorant, that's not good. I mean, headshot is not everything, you know? You should probably not go for the headshot if the enemies are low HP. But still, 15%, that's kinda like, we can discuss it. Now, he's primarily playing Killjoy, Omen, and Sage. On all of the agents, he had a quite high win rate. What else you're playing? Man, like, something that bro, fuck this, man. Fuck this, bro. Fuck this. Listen, if you already want, like, to reach Immortal as fast as possible, I highly recommend players to main primarily 2 or maximum 3 agents. Like, what is this? My dude played 8 matches of Sova, 0%. If you didn't play Sova this act, here, you would have been Platinum 1 that act. Like, don't fill in the solo queue up to Immortal 1. Play what you're confident with, and that's it. As long as you have controllers in your team compositions, you're fine. Absolutely fine. So, stop doing this, If you want to play Omen, Viper, Sage, and Killjoy, just play Omen, Viper, Sage, and Killjoy, depending on the maps that you're playing, and that's it. The rest is Pupu El Kakimus. Anyways, with the Killjoy, you're performing quite great. Like, this is a great performance for a Platinum Gold player on Killjoy, so that's good. That's good. What are playing on different maps? Yeah, split with Killjoy and Omen is Insanity. Really good choices. Fracture, Killjoy, obviously. Pearl, Omen, Killjoy, and KO. I don't know why, just play. Probably on Pearl. If I was you, I would probably play Killjoy only. Like, Omen is... Omen... You're able to play Omen as a primary controller up to Immortal 1, but from Immortal 1 on Pearl, you just need to pick up the Viper to pick up the Viper as a solo controller. Or Astra, unfortunately. Haven, Killjoy, Omen, and Sage. But to be honest, like, on Haven, I would just play Omen and Killjoy if I was you. Fuck the Sage. I mean, with Killjoy enemies, you can control everything. Sage these days is not that important on Haven as she was before. So, right now, I would just probably go with a Killjoy only. And Omen, of course. Lotus, Viper, Killjoy, Omen. Okay. Ascent, Reyna. Stop playing Sova, man. Stop playing Sova. Like, literally, team compositions in your lobbies don't matter at all. It is better to just play what you're confident with, and that's it. If you already have 60+% win rate with Reyna and Killjoy, just play Reyna and Killjoy. Like, you can carry those matches, even if you have 4 duelists and 1 controller, you can win every single match alone up to Immortal 1. And I'm gonna prove you that in this series, that we're doing unranked to Immortal. Icebox, Omen, Killjoy, and Viper. To be honest, on Icebox, I would not play Viper up to Immortal 1. From Immortal 1, I would play the Viper, but up to Immortal 1, I would just stick with the Omen and Killjoy. Like, Omen is much better on Icebox up to Immortal 1. With the strategies and tactics that I'm teaching the players, like, you can easily outmaneuver the enemies, control the map, and Viper is good for the team play, and with the players that actually understand what they're doing, but I highly doubt that Silver, Gold, and Platinum players know what the fuck they're doing. Especially when I'm doing these guess the ranks, like, you know. What I'm seeing here is abysmal. When it comes to your weapon choices, one thing that I would highly recommend you is to base your weapon choices based on what you're finding the most success with and what you feel the most comfortable with. Don't switch between Vandal and Phantom too much. Stick to one weapon primarily, use one weapon, buy one weapon, and that's it. Even if you're playing someone like Killjoy and Omen and Sage. Like, for example, if you're already playing Killjoy, maybe it is a bit better idea to play Phantom, because you're going to do a lot of the chip damage to the enemies with the nanoswarms, especially on the defender's side, and just play Killjoy, and that's it. Play Phantom, sorry, and that's it. Or if you feel confident with Vandal, just play Vandal. Spectre, Classic, Sheriff, and Shorty is nowhere to be found. Please use the Shorty a bit more, guys. Shorty is such an OP weapon. Even if you're playing someone like Killjoy, you should be using the Shorty as a primary, secondary weapon to trade yourself in situations that are unescapable. Like, it's so easy. Once you dial in your Shorty gameplay, once you realize how to utilize this weapon to get some easy kills. Everything else, okie dokie. Nothing to talk about here. Good. Performance. He started in episode 2, Silver 3, Silver 3, Silver 2, Silver 2, Gold 3. Okay, he was hard stuck in Silver for quite a while. I don't know. You know, like, in Silver, but he didn't actually play Valorant that much. Like, this is the only act where he grinded. You have a huge potential, J Preco, man. You have a huge potential, to be honest. Like, I mean, if you just grind a bit more, and you play a bit more of a Valorant, I can definitely see you, like, in Diamond and Ascendant lobbies really fast. I mean, you know, this act where you hard grinded, it really paid off. Like, you went from Silver 3 to Gold 3, almost Platinum 1. And this act you got Platinum 1. Like, and especially because of your overall score and overall statistics, I mean, your KD is great, ADR is great, like, the only thing I would really focus on is your mechanics. Like, trying to be a bit more precise with the shots and not spray like a gorilla. Because 15% headshot ratio with the Vandal is really low. Like, that's really, you know, iron level of silver players, bronze players, etc, etc. Okay, let's see what he's doing in the game, and let's see what's happening for him. Game, can we start? Okay. This is the first round. Okay, listen. On the Haven, in the first round, when you're deciding what to push, usually the absolutely best strategy on Haven for the first round in any lobby is splitting the A site with a 3-2 push. Telling your teammates to do this type of a split and to pressure the A site. Essentially, A site is much easier for the post plant than any other bomb site. It is much harder to retake the A site, and A site should be your quote-unquote default site. You should basically prioritize pressuring the A site and pushing the A site whenever you have no idea what to do next, whenever you have no idea when you're playing on the autopilot mode, and especially in the first round, I would be pressuring the A site. Also, in the first round, it is completely fine to push the C site fast as 5 as well. Just tell your teammates, you know, let's go as 5 towards the C, and let's push C. But I would push C only if the enemies don't have Cypher, Killjoy, or Sage in their team composition. So they cannot delay our push or stop our push onto the A site. B site in the first round and Garage, I would really try to avoid very, very hard. And essentially, like, why would I avoid planting the spike on B in the first round? Because B post plant is the most inconsistent post plant that you can play in the game. B set is something that I would abuse maybe in eco rounds, hull by rounds, when the A set and C set pushes are not working for me, and if I notice that enemies are not defending the B site. You know, if the enemies are shit on B, let's take the kills there and let's push the B site. Essentially, also pushing the B site is really good when you have the Gecko in your team. And maybe in the first round, if you have a Gecko, we can do a fast B push. Because the Gecko can easily send his little guy to plant the spike here, on this position, use the flash here, and we can get a free spike plant instantly. But once again, I would push the B site in the first round only if the enemies don't have these 3 sentinels right here. So pay attention to the enemy's team composition. Usually, the strategy and the push that is going to grant you the highest win rate for the first round on Haven is pushing S5 towards the A site. Sending your initiators down into the short area of the map, and you know, if you're playing Killjoy, together with your teammates is carrying the spike through the A long area of the map, and just pushing the A long and executing the A site. Let's see what they decide to do here. Against this type of a team composition, I would definitely push the A site, because they have a very shit team composition for the retakes. And essentially, like, they have nothing to defend the A site. They need to fight you in a clean gunfights, and it is so easy to abuse the pistols, numbers advantage, and a refrag potential in the first round. So if I see this enemy's team composition, I would definitely push the A site with a 3-2 split, and that's it. I just tell my teammates, you know, hey guys, let's push fast, and, you know, that's it. His buy options for the first round are fine. You know, with a Killjoy, probably I would also go with a classic Nanoswarm Alarm Bot and the turret. So that's good. Good so far. But this is absolutely stupid. This is borderline retarded strategy. Like, we're pushing through the garage in the first round where, I don't know, enemies can play some shorties, classic pistol shorties strategy. I don't know, a lot of bad things can happen for you in garage. If your push gets stopped in a garage here, you know, you're stuck in a garage. It is so easy for the enemies to lurk, flank, and to take the space control from you and your teammates. Like, if your teammates already wanted to do this garage push in the first round, what I would have done if I was playing Killjoy is the following. So, my teammates say, hey guys, let's push garage S5. We're maniacs. I would definitely use my turret, basically right here, to watch for the flank. And I would be holding the push of the enemies in C long, or I'm going to push together with my teammates. We need to have this turret because, you know, it can stay activated even if we are here. Hard stuck, step bro. Now, if my teammates already decide to do this stupid strategy and to push the garage in the first round and I'm playing Killjoy, I would definitely do the Nanoswarm for the window to deny the space of the enemies there, and then I would push. So, because it's really, really hard, and it's really stupid to risk getting peeked from these angles here. Like, you need to clear some angles for your teammates, and that's it. So I would just do a molly there as a precaution, push with my teammates, and that's it. And if your teammates are going for the hard push into the bomb site, like basically, you know, your teammates are committing to the push, I would just take back the bot, use the alarm bot behind us right here, and commit to the push. Let's see what you do. Wasn't the call like we're pushing through the garage? Like, Sage is going window, Omen is going B. Am I missing something? Ooh, this smoke is very weird, man. Like, whenever you see these type of smokes in solo queue, smokes that are out of place, smokes that don't belong to that specific area of the map, check it completely. Always pre-assume that enemy can be there. Even if that enemy is just stupid and he's just doing the smokes like this, check it out. Like, right now, I would check the left side here and clear the smoke completely before I commit to any push. And definitely, if I don't have a smoke in the window, I would have used my Nanoswarm to clear the window and to disallow the enemies to peek me from there. Because of this. Like, you always want to check that angle, Nanoswarm the enemy in that position, check that angle, and that's it. Like, when I'm pushing through the garage, I'm always pushing in a very methodical way with every single agent. With Killjoy, that methodical way would be like this, you know, doing a nano there to eliminate that angle, clearing this position, clearing that position, this position, clearing the enemy up there, clearing the enemies there, clearing this spot, and then pushing into the bomb site. Or wherever my teammates want to go. Woohoo! Sorry. Nice kill. This turret here was completely wasted. You know, if you already save a turret with yourself, you should use the turret as a tool to fight the enemies, and as a tool to basically pressure the enemies, entry the bomb sites, and fight as a... You know, your turret is a sixth man in your team. So here, yes, I mean, you're gonna probably fight the enemies in the C-long, maybe in the window. But I would not use it here. And especially if my teammate is planting the spike on B. Right now, you have two options. Like, if I notice right now that my Omen is planting the spike here, I would either use my turret here to fight for the control of this, or I'll just fuck away and play the post plant with the turret and play onto the, you know, just the regular post plant with the nanoswarm and turret.
Oh, rotate.
You see how right now this turret would have been much more useful to position it in front of you than using your turret in this way. And anyways, like, you know, whenever you're using your utility in Valorant, always pay attention to maximize your utility usage. Isn't it smarter to use this turret here than to use the turret here? Because if you use the turret here, turret cannot see the enemies that are peeking you from the window. But if you use the turret here, turret can fight with you in the C-long, there, but also it can fight the enemies in the window. Listen, when you're playing Killjoy, always try to evaluate whether or not your utility... Bro, this is so annoying. Always try to evaluate whether or not your utility is useful in that specific position where you planted it. So, for example, if my teammates already, you know, plant the spike on B, and I use the turret here, and I killed that Omen there, I would instantly pull out the turret, so maybe my turret is gonna get resetted to fight the enemies in that post plant. Like, all of your useless utility, with Killjoy and Cypher, you should always be carrying with yourself, resetting your utility, and using it for the retakes, for the post plants, etc, etc.
Bro, your mic, please.
My mic is very good.
No.
But generally speaking, like, you know, whenever you're playing Valorant, you always want to follow the spike carrier. Like, even if my teammates call for the 5-man push into garage, if I saw that my spike is going through the mid, and that Omen is going to plant the spike on B, I would completely shift my focus from the garage and just follow my Omen. Like, basically, in solo queue, you need to realize that even if you have some kind of a plan, and even if you tell your teammates that plan, you need to consistently adapt to them. Like, if your teammates are not following through that specific plan, instantly, like, you know, fuck it. Your teammates don't want to do that, you should not do it, and just follow the spike carrier. At the end of the day, one benefit of playing Killjoy is, like, you can carry the spike yourself, you know, 24/7, and just, you know, force your teammates to commit to the plans. Like, in this specific round, if I saw that my Omen right here is carrying the spike there, I would just, you know, push with the Omen, clear this, use the turret to fight the enemies there and there, fight with the Omen, plant the spike, and that's it.
Okay, sorry.
And you're French.
I'm French.
Is this a woman buff? Or a kid buff? Kid buff or a woman buff? Okay, I love the angle clearing. I love the crosshair placement. It is not that bad, actually. Not that bad.
One enemy remaining.
Okay. One huge tip. Huge tip.
Coming back.
Listen. Whenever you're left in a 2 versus 2 scenario, 99% of times, you want to play that 2 versus 2 scenario together. If your teammate is doing this, you're doing that as well. If your teammate is doing this, you're doing that as well. Essentially, in a 2 versus 2 scenarios on the attacker side, my primary focus is always connecting to the butthole of this beautiful woman here and trying to play on a refrag potential with her. Because majority of times, enemies that are left 2 versus 2 on a defender's side will not play together, which is absolutely stupid. Like in a 2 versus 2 scenarios, you always want to sell the map control, you always want to prioritize the team play and a refrag potential, but 99% of times, there is maybe 1% of times when that is not beneficial. In this round, if my Sage is going through here, I'm picking the turret back and I'm following my Sage.
I think lost almost to your right.
My Killjoy, I need it.
Because right now, you can get in a 1 versus 1 gunfight with a Sage, die, and then your Sage is 1 versus 1. And only God knows how that fight is gonna pan out. Maybe your Sage is gonna get in the fight with the enemy Sage, and then, you know, we're absolutely fucked. You see this?
Behind the side.
Now, you have like 50% less chances of winning this round than if your Sage was alive. In a 2 versus 2, always follow your teammates and always make sure that you're playing on a proper refrag potential. It is better.
He's on your right behind the...
Nice. good job.
The problem here is that this Sage is mentally ill and you know, he didn't know which position to choose, and this is gold elo lobby. But I'm not teaching you how to play against gold players. I'm trying to teach you how to get Radiant, how to be a smart player. Anyways, the outcome of this round would have been the same if you just followed the Sage. And you wouldn't be put in this type of a scenario 1 versus 1.
Don't.
Majority of the 1 versus 1 scenarios are based on timings and luck. And a bit of game sense and game knowledge. Like, and that, you never know if that timing is actually going to work for you. Especially if you're playing on the attacker's side, you need to pick up the spike and you need to plant the spike. Enemy is in an advantage over you. Okay, in a second round on attacker's side with Killjoy, if you win the first round, I would always go with a Spectre, Heavy Shield, and a utility. Always. And on Haven, if you're playing against the enemies that are playing some kind of an eco round or a hull buy round, like enemies have a lower economy than you have, you want to avoid pushing this, avoid pushing this, avoid pushing this. So I would just tell my teammates to fight together on the refrag potential and tell them to push C fast, S5, or to push the A long fast, S5. And then once we push the A site, I will retake the short through the A site. And what I would do with the Killjoy in this round is simply doing a turret, carrying the turret with myself, sorry, doing alarm bot here, going through this area of the map. I would nanoswarm the back of the site to deny that space of the enemies, use the turret up here, and just push.
Flashing.
Why would I use the alarm bot here? Just so that my ass doesn't get penetrated from the enemy that is flanking us from the short to the A main. It's stupid to go in an anti-eco round through the short area of the map. Like, you will easily die from Charlatan. When I say Charlatan, I mean from the shorty. Here, I would have never done this in my life. Never in my life. Like, I would have just focused on playing with my Phoenix, which is the most aggressive player of mine at that moment of time that is doing something proactive, and I would try to support that Phoenix. Like, majority of the mistakes that Killjoy players are making in solo queue, especially for the lobbies below Immortal 1, you don't want to play Killjoy as a post-plan character. You want to play Killjoy as an entry character that is able to clear multiple angles for their teammates when they're pushing the site and apply the pressure onto the enemies. So, if I'm pushing the A side with Killjoy, you will always see that I do the nano swarms to deny the space from the enemies, to deny the peaks, so that my teammates don't need to worry about that and that as they're pushing into the A site. And I'm using my turret as a fighting tool to actually, you know, basically use it as a sixth man to reveal the enemies and to fight together with me. This is why you should never, but never go through the short area of the map against the enemies that are playing an eco hull by round. Leave the short. You don't need it. You literally don't need the short area of the map at all. Right, just push S5 through the A long, take the A site, retake the short, and that's it. Smarter, better, safer, end of the story. Use the alarm bot here. Use the nanos from at the backside. Turret on top of here. Nanos from for the tower. And that's it. Senami, thank you a lot for the raid of 39 people. Why the fuck my raids are not working? Like, yesterday also someone raided us. And it was not working at all. Thank you a lot, baby. Okay. We're doing a VOD review. Free VOD review. Now, listen. If your teammates are going for the spike plant on the A site, and you think that your teammates are not safe when they're planting that spike, try to be a bit faster to actually support them, and to so that your teammates are not dying like potatoes. You know, here when you already decided to push to this short area of the map, you needed to clear short much faster than what you actually did. And if I was coming to this short area of the map, once again, I would have used the turret up here, so that I can fight with the turret on the side, clear the short, and then push into the side. Use the turret on that elevated position. It is a bit better because it sees, you know, more of the map and more of the bomb site if the enemies are going for the retake. Like, turret here would have been much better than a turret here. Plus, like, when you're positioning your turret on these elevated positions, it is much harder for the enemies to kill the turret and to kill you in the same time. Like, use the turret as a, you know, in the same way that you would use the jet. You know, like, fighting the enemies from different verticalities. Effing up the enemy's cross replacement.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
And definitely, in this round, when you already decided to save your turret, like, when you're playing Killjoy, you need to have something for the ass of your teammates. Like, usually I'm using the alarm bot as a tool to watch my flanks. Like, if my teammates ever call, when I'm playing Killjoy, my teammates call out, hey guys, let's push the A side fast, S5. If that is the call out, I will use the turret and utility to pressure the enemies on the bomb site, and I will use the alarm bot to watch my flank. So essentially, you know, I will always use the alarm bot here to cover both of these choke points. You know, if you don't have the short control, and cover this flank and vice versa. And then, like, I would actually, you know, push into the side. Time to take notes. What's happening in the chat? Excuse me, sir or ma'am, but I couldn't help but notice, are you a girl, a female, a member of the finers? What the f... Somewhere a chimple, man, like, you really... Bro, go to the gym. Go to the gym. Touch some grass.
One enemy remaining.
There's one on site.
Last player standing.
Okay, great. Not bad. Like, how you play this postman was actually okie dokie. The only thing that your utility uses is crapperoni, man. Crapperoni. Charlatan, what would I do if I notice what should I do if I notice what I should do during VOD review, but difficult to implement in the midst of the game? Make the playbook for yourself. Like, I'm saying this to the players that I'm coaching 24/7. Visual notes are always better than a mental notes. If you cannot remember what you should do during a game, write down the playbook, a Google document, Word document, Notepad document. Open that document as you're playing Haven with Killjoy to always have the list of the strategies, tactics, and the problems that you want to fix in the gameplay. Visual notes better than mental notes. Okay, not bad. I mean, this round was terrible, actually. Like, pushing that short area of the map and utility usage was bad, but we won it anyways. Now, whenever you are playing some kind of a bonus round on Haven, and whenever enemies are playing a full buy round, then you should always try to pressure the enemies first in the garage, pressure the enemies on the B side, and then from that pressure, you're deciding whether you wanna commit to the pushes or whether or not maybe you should rotate back through the main areas of the maps and maybe rotate back to the AC, etc, etc. So in this round, you know, with the Spectre, Stingers, Shorties, and that shit, I would definitely go, you know, through the garage, clear the garage, take the garage control, and then, like, I basically, you know, decide what is the next step for me. Whenever you're pressuring the mid area of the map with your teammates, you need to have some kind of a plan for your turret. Like, your turret on Haven, like, the default spot for your turret should always be here. Because, you know, not there. Like, the default turret should always be here, watching the push of A main area of the map, window, C long, etc, etc. Now, if you already don't want to use the turret there, if my teammates are pushing through this area of the map, I'll use the turret here. Just to fight the potential enemies that are pushing through the mid, and also to keep the garage control for me. So if the enemy decides to pick that, enemies are gonna get slowed down with the turret damage, and it's easier for me to kill the enemies.
On B. I'm flashing.
Okay. Try to support your teammates pushing through the... Good night, I need to go to sleep. Good night, Rizla. Thank you for coming. Do one more game today. What's the plan? Maybe I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna see how much time I have left. Now, whenever your teammates are pushing through the garage, and they have no smoke for the window, you need to realize that and you need to help them out. Do this Nanostorm. 24/7. It's completely fine. It is better to be safe than sorry in Valorant ranked solo queue. Like, it is better to save the life of your teammates than losing the life of your teammates in some kind of a stupid way.
I'm on C side.
Phoenix, on my dead body, you have a weapon.
He has a woman buff. Woman buff is real. They're winning this game 100%.
One left, one right.
You are very slow in supporting your teammates. Like, literally. You need to be a bit faster with your game decisions. Like, you can, like, this whole round, you did nothing for your teammates. You didn't support them with utility, you didn't support them with your presence, and that's why they got picked apart in those type of fights. Like, you know, Phoenix is going garage, I'm doing the nanoswarms, I'm following the Phoenix. Number one.
Phoenix,
Number
on my
two.
dead body, you have a weapon.
Here. This kill, good. Fine, not bad. Now, your Phoenix is going for that peak. Unfortunately, you got flashed like a potato. And, you know, like, obviously, you cannot follow him up. Now, Phoenix wants to fight this area of the map. Reyna wants to fight this area of the map. Whoever you prioritize, it is a good game decision. Because they will pick a gunfight with the enemies. 100%. So, it didn't really matter. It didn't matter at all whether you're supporting your Phoenix or whether you're supporting your Reyna, but you should have followed at least one of these guys and helped them out. Also,
One left, one right.
once your Sage died from behind, I would have instantly done the alarm bot like that to watch for the flank, and I would have used once again the turret to fight the enemies. If already your primary goal and primary focus right now is pushing the C or pressuring the enemies in the ceiling, use the turret as a tool to fight the enemies together. Don't use it to watch the flank. It is better to waste your alarm bot to watch for the flank than wasting your turret. So I would have done that. Now, my Reyna is pushing through here. No problem. I'm doing a turret, waiting for the turret to activate, peeking through the smoke, and pushing the site with my Reyna. Maybe I'll do the nano there, to deny space there, push into the site, clear this, take the site control.
Recalling my bot. Bot coming back.
Look at here. Reyna pushing forward, you're doing nothing.
Last player standing.
Pay more attention on the minimap, and pay more attention on what your teammates are doing. Your game decisions need to be much faster than what you're doing right now. If you want to successfully utilize the Killjoy on the attacker side to support yourself and to support your teammates. Generally, when you're playing against this type of a team composition, enemies have absolutely nothing to stop you on the A site, and I would just be pressuring the A site. I mean, unless that Jet has the operator, there is nothing that can actually, you know, kill you on A. Like, in this match, I definitely would have been prioritizing more pushing the A side than anything else. Okay. Good crosshair placement. Come on, man, like, you're not playing Jet. You need to think about your utility a bit more. Do the alarm, but, you know, just in case, at the end of the day. Pushing this area of the map you know, like boosted gorillas. Listen, whenever you're pushing enemies in the short, you need to clear the enemies with this type of movement. So, you're pushing through the short, clearing that angle, clearing that position. Pulling yourself away from the wall, clearing that position with this peek. Pushing in. Jiggle peek. Aha, enemy Jet is up there. Bam. Jiggle peek. Aha, enemy Jet is up there. Bam. Jiggle peek. Moving forward. Clearing that position. Because this guy is always going to be visible. Even if the guy is playing like this, you're going to see his shoulder. This is the worst angle that you can play with the shotguns and with the close range weapons. The angle perception advantage is never working in your favor, and you're always visible from the enemies that peek you like that. Then I'm moving in, doing this peek, pressing forward. Okay, I mean, this is one of the most common ultimates on Haven. The only thing that I would heavily advise you is to learn the lineup for this. I don't know it, unfortunately. But definitely, probably somewhere on YouTube, like this exists, like, you know, doing the nano for tower. Actually, this is really close. Is this possible? Like this? Oh, that's perfect, actually. Just coming here, aiming at that, and bam. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Whenever you're doing this ultimate with the Killjoy, you should always have the nanoswarm on the tower position, just so that enemies cannot peek your teammates from the tower, and that's it.
One heaven, one side.
This alarm bot that you have placed, you should have placed that alarm bot like 10 years ago. Number one. Number two, if your ultimate is already active, you should be doing a nanoswarm for the tower to clear that angle instead of fighting the enemies. This gunfight, I would have never picked in my life. Why would I do that? Do the nanoswarm, wait for the ultimate to go out, and then fight the enemies. Plus, here, once again, you died with your turret in your hands. Try to use your turret as a sixth man in your team. Like, do the turret here. Enemies on tower, peek on the turret's contact, kill the enemies. Try, like, what Killjoy players are doing very bad is not fighting on the contact of the turret, and not using the turret as an initial contact with the enemies. Everything else was, like, fine. How the hell did our teammates end up on C side, bro? Like, what happened, bro? Omen teleported with Spike, huh? Nah, this is unreal, man. This is unreal. This play of the Omen was so stupid. We had the full A control, Sages on the lurk to get the kills, and I'm teleporting on C and risking my life. Like, what? I mean, even if all three enemies are there, I want the enemies to be there, because my Sage is going for a super ultra mega lurk and flank. She can easily get 1, 2, 3 kills here. I don't know.
Oh, where are we going?
We need to rotate. Yeah.
Is this lurk from the Sage good? It's okay. You know, on Haven you can always have someone that is on the lurk through the mid, through the garage, to take more space, so it's fine. Not bad.
She's saving.
The only reason... Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Recalling my bot. Forward. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, guys, listen. Whenever you're holding tight angles, narrow angles, and off angles, for example, this angle like this, don't move at all. This micro movement doesn't mean anything for you. Like, you're not fucking up enemy's crosshair placement. You're not harder target to hit. It will only F up your accuracy and you. No one else. Like, if I'm holding this type of an angle, my keyboard is not doing anything. I'm just getting ready for the peak. I'm fully dialed in onto that angle, and that's it. If I'm holding some kind of a common angle on a defender's side, like for example this position, I will always be jiggle peeking it, like this. Going in and out, in and out, in and out. But off angles and these narrow angles, it's always better to just stand still. It doesn't, like, when you're doing this, you're not doing anything basically. Except hurting your accuracy and yourself.
Oh, sorry for the blind, Phoenix.
No problem.
Bro, I love how every single lobby, when there is a woman in my team, the lobby is 10 times nicer and better. Especially in Europe. In NA, they do be a bit sexist and toxic, to be honest.
One door.
Can go back.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay, your movement is not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Like how you're clearing these angles with jiggle peeking, and you know, it can be slightly better, slightly more consistent, but not too shabby. One tip that I need to give you here: whenever you're peeking the enemies
Bomb grenade out.
in the A long area of the map, EU is racist, NA is sexist. True. Whenever you're peeking the enemies here, I would actually first jump spot them, and then I would go for a fast swing. And when you're clearing the A long area of the map, you always want to clear this angle first, move forward, and then you want to do a fast Ferrari peek onto this angle. Like, this is much more unpredictable for the enemy's crosshair placement than, you know, going from this position and clearing that angle. That angle I'm always clearing from the closer wall, like this. Better, smarter, for multiple reasons.
Back.
Yeah. One tip that I would definitely give you in these gold and platinum lobbies, you're trusting your teammates with a spike quite a lot. Like, if this Omen is doing these bonobo plays that he's doing right now, I mean, Omen is consistently alone, going with a spike alone. He doesn't give a fuck what we're doing as a team. I would either carry the spike, or I would follow this bonobo. Like, this Omen is such a huge danger for you.
Oh, and mine left.
We fake A.
Just a second, guys, I have a coaching session right now, and I need to tell the dude that I'm gonna be late a bit. I'm gonna be late a bit just to finish this VOD review on Streameroni. Okay.
You guys go see.
Bro, your Omen is having the Ohio smokes. I just cannot comprehend, like, what your Omen is doing.
Never mind.
Spike down mid.
Also, one huge tip. In solo queue, if you already notice that your 5-man pushes onto some area of the map are working, commit to pushing in that way. Like, every single match in Valorant, you should start with the mindset, I want to play a team play game, push together with my teammates on the attacker side, and take some map control from the enemies together. And if that playstyle is already working for you, especially on the maps such as Haven, Lotus, and Breeze, commit to that playstyle. It is better, because rotations on Haven, Lotus, Pearl, and Breeze are taking ages, and, you know, just tell your teammates to push something fast. Like in this match here, I think that your 5-man pushes were quite okay. and that enemies were poo-poo caca with their utility usage, with their refrag potential, and you would have easily been pushing the sides together. Okay. That's usually the sounds that I make, like when I'm making the love. When I'm giving the love.
One
Just
is
window?
flanking, one window.
Last player standing.
Making the love with Hans, true man.
30 seconds left.
Especially in this situation here where we're like 20 HP in a clutch mode. We need to use this turret for something. We need to use this turret as a second man to fight the enemies. Like, to place it maybe on the right side here to watch the garage and B main for us. Like, we need to play on its contact. Okay. If you already want to run away from the Gecko Flash, you can actually dodge the Gecko Flash completely. Like, if you already didn't want to shoot that Gecko Flash for some reason, I don't know why. I would have shot that Gecko Flash instantly there. And you wanted to run away from it. I'll wait for the moment of time when that projectile gets out of the flash and just do this. And 90% of times you're going to dodge that flash, because Gecko's flash is actually a projectile that you can actually dodge.
Terminated.
Winnable? Actually, this is winnable. Right now, we do the nanoswarm there, we use a turret, we pick up the spike, and we can plant the spike.
Left.
Oh, that angle of the sage was really, really good. That angle of the enemy sage was actually really poggers. Like, that is something I would never expect. But I would have expected this Phoenix camping in that corner. Like, these gold and platinum players, they always want to play, you know, these sneaky corners, but it's not sneaky. It's stupid. Like, in this 1 versus 3 retake, you needed to expect someone playing that angle. And I would have used the nanoswarm to kill that Phoenix.
Nice pass.
Okay. But at the end of the day, once again, we come to that point where your utility usage is not good enough. Clear the angles. Fight with your utility. By the way, please guys, if you're planting, you know, if you're placing this turret up there, always place it like this. So the turret can get a contact with the enemies there, and there. Like, this Killjoy,
Coming back.
this guy, plays the turret like here, this.
Out.
Turret is only watching this area of the map.
Bot coming back.
I'm flashing in. Wait, he's shot.
Targets destroyed. Enemy spotted. C. Placing swarm grenade. Spike down. C.
Okay, good.
Last player standing.
Low HP, low HP, low HP. He's low HP.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Like, this eco round, half by round was completely fine. This is something that I would have done myself as well. The only thing is that I would have had like a turret up there. I would have used the nanoswarm to push the garage once again, and that's it. It was a nice try, to be honest. But to be fair, like, I really feel that players in gold and platinum would win many more matches, far more games, if they're just playing together on the refrag potential. If they're a bit, especially on the maps like Haven, Pearl, Lotus, and Breeze. Like, maps are huge. On one bomb site, you're just gonna meet one enemy or maybe 2 enemies maximum. And usually in these lobbies, players' mechanical skill is shit, refrag potential is shit, and it's so easy to abuse the 5-man aggressive pushes on the attack. Right now, tell your teammates, hey guys, gorillas, assemble! Gorillas, assemble! And just push the C side together or A side together.
We need to
Because in these lobbies, when you're pushing mid, and when you're pushing garage, and when you're pushing the B side, your teammates can make enormous amount of mistakes and die from enormous amount of angles.
together one side.
Yeah! This girl actually has some brain compared to these, like, 4 males that are jerking their cocks right now.
Like, we never tried C. We can...
Go S5C maybe? Yes, sir! This is what testosterone does to your brain, guys. You know, stop watching porn at morning. I know you do it. When replacing that alarm bot to watch for your flank, I would always place that alarm bot like this. So that I have more range in which that alarm bot can stay up, even if I end up on the site. Like, even if I end up on this postman position here, that alarm bot is still active. So if you're pushing the C side, that is the alarm bot that you want to do. So watch porn after ranked? True, man. Listen, I know that you're playing Killjoy right now. But even as a Killjoy player, you always want to follow up your duelists and your most aggressive teammates. Like right now, if I was pushing this C side, I would not have been here. I would have been a bit closer to the Phoenix. And trust me, in these lobbies, it will be far more beneficial for you to use the Killjoy as a duelist, to open the map, to open the bomb site, and to deny the enemy space, than using your utility for the post plant that might never happen for you. So here, in this round, we're pushing C. No problemo. My Reyna is pushing in. I'm pushing with the Reyna. I'm doing a nano there, doing this, bam bam. I'll try to deny as much space from the enemies as I'm pushing the site. Usually when you're pushing the C site, you want to have one nanoswarm for the back of the site, so you're denying the space of the enemies there and denying that peak there. And it is not a bad idea to have a nanoswarm at the back of the site here, just so that enemies cannot really peek you, like from multiple different angles in the same time. When it comes to this nanoswarm, like try, to use it there, not where I've placed it.
Backside.
This turret here, you should have used like 10 seconds ago.
Well, where? One behind box. Behind the box.
Bro, what the fuck is our Omen doing? Where are our smokes? Like, this is why I'm telling you guys that up to Immortal 1, you will rank up 10 times faster if you're actually playing controllers or Jet. Like what are we playing, bro?
Defusing.
Just
He's still defusing, he's still active. We need to spam the smoke. Ooh, that was close.
Last player standing.
Okay, primary mistake in this round was not using your utility to pressure the enemies and to enter the site with your teammates. Utility was late and you lost a lot of HP because of it. We didn't have the smokes at all. Second mistake. Third mistake, I would not be fighting around the Phoenix wall right now. I would be following the Reyna to clear the backside and to fight with her. Fourth mistake is once your teammates plant the spike there, I would just play the post plant from the C long. I would not even pick any more fights. And if you fall back into the C long, it is much better to fall back for the post plant in this area of the map than falling in that corner there. Especially if one of your teammates is already there and enemies have some kind of a utility that can F you up in that angle. Like a Phoenix molly, Gecko molly, etc, etc. Like, you always want to prioritize playing here, the post plant. Omen is smoking for the enemy, bro. Omen is smoking some weird shit, to be honest.
Wait, Ace.
That push was not bad, actually. Like, if you only had, like, proper smokes, and if you did your utility to pressure the enemies, and actually followed up the Reyna as your most aggressive duelist and most aggressive player, maybe this would have turned completely different.
For us most of the time.
Generally speaking, during my gameplay, no matter which agent I'm playing, I'm always trying to follow up my most aggressive teammates at every single moment of time. Unless they are doing some completely unnecessary play or some stupid play. You know, pushing the enemies in a post plan when we are like 5 versus 2, like, or something like pushing the enemies all the way into the CT or something like that. Okay.
Oh, he's perfect.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, and he's not perfect player. Like, this is something that you need always to expect. Like, whenever enemy jet has the operator, always expect her playing on top of the B side, peeking the short, peeking A long, peeking garage, peeking the C long. Like, that is why you need to clear these angles with a proper movement, with jump spotting, and that's it. Like, you will notice whenever I'm moving through the A main area of the map, especially if I think the jet has the operator, like, I'm always gonna move through here, jump spot that jet. Aha, jet is there. She misses the shot. I'll instantly push to this position, try to kill her from this angle, and that's it. If she is short, you know, I can easily peek her from here, surprise her, take a kill, get a kill for my team.
What can I say?
But anyways, if you see that your teammates are not listening to your plans, and this woman is carrying the spike in the no man land, try to play with that woman. Or carry the spike yourself, you know. Here, believe it or not, like, maybe you can actually get a kill here. Like, there's a huge chance, if the Omen takes a contact up there, that someone is gonna push you here. So right now, what you're doing is not a bad idea. The only really bad thing for us is that the spike is all the way there. And if that guy dies, we're fucked. There's actually a huge chance he gets a kill here. Bro, I'm a wizard, man. I know these guys. I know these guys. I know these gorillas, man. I know my gorillas! But now he needs to pay attention that the enemy jet with the operator can be short.
Might still be here.
Please, when you're placing this turret, make sure that the turret is actually watching at the target. If the turret has only 180-degree range of vision, and if the turret doesn't have the vision onto the target, like, you know, it's not good. Ah, no! No. I've noticed this mistake also in the previous rounds. Like, whenever you're clearing the angles, and whenever you're repositioning yourself, you're never fully committing your crosshair to the angles and positions from which you can die. Like, if I'm rotating back from the A long, my crosshair needs to be here until the moment of time when I reach this angle. If I think an enemy is down there, my crosshair needs to be like this all of the time, as long as I think that an enemy is there. And now my crosshair is here. Anyways, in this scenario, if I thought that enemy jet is in short, I would not have used my turret to do this. I would have just jump spotted that jet there, and I would have used the turret actually here. And that's it.
Timing.
It's not the timing, it is the crosshair placement and utility usage once again, unfortunately. Okay, that jet is playing the op on A, so maybe in this round, like, you know, splitting the C side would not have been that bad idea. I just don't understand what the Omen is doing this whole match, like, with his utility and with carrying the spike left and right. How can someone die from the same peak, from the same angle, 2 rounds in a row? Like, if I know that the jet has the operator, and she peeked the short in the last round, I need to expect that coming into the next round. And I would not peek that jet with the operator, you know, like, with a Vandal, like, if she's playing short with the op. If Jet was good, she would probably reposition to C this round. Yes, but this guy is playing in gold and platinum, and players are repetitive 24/7. Like, did you notice in the last 8 rounds, enemies didn't change anything on the defender's side? Jet is A, Gecko is A, Sage is around B, and C-Set is being defended by Phoenix and Omen. And they're leaving the garage completely open. 8 rounds in a row, they had the same setup, same utility usage. That is why, when I'm coaching the players, like one of my primary focuses in my private sessions is just developing the player's brain in a direction where he is thinking about himself, about the teammates, and about the enemies in the same time. Like, that triangle, that trinity force is very important. Once again, if you want to use something to watch your flank, use the alarm bot. Don't use the turret if you already know that you're gonna commit to pushing that specific area of the map. Alarm bot is useless for the pushes into sites. Turret is very useful. Alarm bot is only useful like if you think that enemies may be playing inside of the smokes or in the close range angles with the shotguns. Then you can use alarm bots, you know, to clear the smokes.
Last player standing.
Once again, I would have like did an nanoswarm in the window just to clear the window. End of the story. Oh, he doesn't have alarm bot. Sorry. Then nothing. It was good. Because he doesn't have alarm bot, the only thing that would have been better here, if you already want to do the turret that is watching for your push from behind, you don't want to do it like this. Turret, like, you always want in Valorant to maximize the potential of your utility. This is stupid. Turret is just looking at the wall. This is very smart. Why? Turret is watching that angle, enemies in the C-set as well, and the garage.
Last player standing.
Okay. When it comes to reaction, when it comes to your mechanical skill, your crosshair placement is surprisingly really good for a gold and platinum player. Your movement is not bad as well, but your reaction time and precision and micro adjustments are crap. So I would definitely try to follow some kind of an aim training routine that primarily focuses on reaction time, reflexes of a player, and precision and overall micro adjustments with the wrist.
Recalling my bot. Reloading.
Oh, fuck.
That turret is fine. He doesn't have alarm bot, and that turret is good to watch the flank. If you don't need to be overexposed when you're using the Killjoy nanoswarm, don't be overexposed. Like, I just found out, like, in 2 seconds, this, you can definitely find a nanoswarm for every angle, you know, like, on the map. Like, it's always better to use the Killjoy utility, you know, behind the cover, instead of doing, you know, charlatans. This is how I do nanoswarms, but if you already want to main Killjoy, you need to learn these type of lineups for yourself.
Swarm grenade out. Swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Phoenix has pushed MDA.
117 on.
Listen, whenever you're playing the post plant on the A site, in a post plant, usually you want to move around this area of the map is if no one is playing that. And if enemies are already not bombarding you on that spot with their utility. Like if you see that enemies are not using the shock darts there, or to clear the back of the front of the site here, like, use that as your post plant position. Because on this position, you can easily fight with your teammates on CT, at the back of the site, onto the tower, watch the flank, watch the flank.
Omen.
Last player standing.
There you were just in the angle perception disadvantage, like, you know, they actually saw your head over the wall, and whenever you're playing some position, you need to pay attention on angle perception advantage and disadvantage. You need to ask yourself, am I in an an advantage when I play this spot or in a disadvantage. If the wall is this close to you and enemies from tower can peek you, they're always going to see, you know, your head.
Empty.
Yeah.
Reloading. Hello.
Aim trainers are a scam. Not really. Not really. Like, generally speaking, 90% of your time you should spend in the game. Like, 90% of your time should be in the game, doing the VOD reviews and training in the game. But still, aim trainers are a very beneficial tool to actually improve the raw mechanical skill of a player. Reflexes, reaction time, mouse control, peripheral and main vision, visual intake of information.
Wonderful. Yes.
Go see.
No way.
Try to pay more attention on the attacker side. Like how the enemies are positioning themselves and what is easier for you to push. Like Jet alone with the operator cannot defend the A side. Like this is unacceptable. And I really feel that we could have found some solutions for that Jet. Like tell the Omen maybe to instantly flash the short here to push that enemy Jet back. Tell your Sage to slow orb the short area of the map. Do the nanos for you're playing Killjoy. You know, that is a solution already. Like if your teammates are dying there 24/7, do this. Activate it.
Grenade out.
Jump spot the enemies. Go forward. Like you just cannot lose in Valorant 4 rounds in a row in the same way and lose the numbers advantage in the same way. It's just stupid. Here, even though I'm shifting and I'm taking the space control slowly, I will use an alarm bot here. Because only God knows if the Omen stayed on the C side and where the hell is the Omen. There is too many angles that you need to clear and we need that turret to actually support this. Omen can be above you. Omen can be on that angle there. Oh, there he is. Actually, that's a Phoenix. So the Omen can be anywhere, actually. Oh, you didn't even see the tip of the gun. But the guy is there!
Player standing.
No, man.
B? 'Cause
Let's go A, but can Omen smoke?
yeah,
I mean, if you die once again from that jet peak, I'm gonna Sudoku myself in game.
So we don't have.
Come on,
to
flash something. No, not the smoke, not the molly. Like, what the fuck am I watching, bro? Like, the molly is actually fine, but what the fuck is that smoke, man? We just wasted one smoke for the push of the site. Like, that smoke there would have been 10 times more impactful if the Omen did it here. Like, basically, if you think enemies have the operator on a defender side, use the flash down there or the Molotov to deny this space from the enemy jet, that peak. Use the smoke right here to completely cut the angles of the enemies. And then slowly creep into the smoke, push from the smoke together, and execute the site. You will see even in the VCT Pro matches, like players are using this smoke 24/7 to take the aiming control and then to push into the bomb site. But this is absolutely a waste. Oof, that angle clearing there from you was very dangerous because that jet could have been holding this angle and I would have waited a bit more for my teammates to peek, or I would peek from the angle from which your Omen peeked. And please clear all of the angles, like your Omen is not clearing anything. The guy is just rushing in. Clear that position, this position, everything. Oh, enemies can still be behind
I
you.
can ult C if
Okay.
you're losing the spike.
Okay. So the only problem, I mean, okay, you can use the Killjoy ultimate here as well. Like, maybe you can do it a bit. Maybe it's a bit better if you do it from the left side. You know, like if you do the ultimate from here, you actually cover every single position where the enemies can be, except that area of the map that should be smoked anyways. So if you already want to use the ultimate from the A long,
Initiated. My ulti.
this is better.
Initiated.
Maybe drop the spike.
Clear.
Killjoy.
No need to peek. No need to peek. No need to peek. Good. Now reposition. Reposition. Enemies have the op.
Take it.
Ooh, that was a good kill. Very good shooting mechanics as well. You need to ADS in this type of a fight always. But I would have repositioned as soon as my ultimate popped off.
Got the spike.
Drop the spike so your Omen can pick up the spike. That is a really good idea. Right now, I would have actually dropped the spike.
Get out of my way.
Behind
Pushing
you.
behind.
He was here.
Here, like, whenever you're in a pinch situation in Valorant, you always want to isolate the enemies into 1 versus 1 gunfights. And you can do that either with better positioning or with your utility usage. Like right now, you know, you have a Phoenix that can be in this area of the map here. We have the Jet that is literally pushing behind us. And I need to isolate one of these fights before the enemies pinch me and completely fuck me in the ass. Like, how can we do that? Maybe if we can use our turret to cover this area of the map and focus only on the gunfight with a Jet, for an example. But not using your utility at all, or better positioning to actually fight individual fights, can definitely result in your ass being penetrated.
Omen is on.
Anyways, we got destroyed. Okay, the attacker side was a complete shitfest, to be honest. Primarily because, when did we adapt to what enemies are doing in the 12th round? Like, I would have adapted to that Jet and pressured and destroyed that Jet 7 rounds ago. Like, it is very important in solo queue to realize why your teammates are dying, what enemies are doing to fuck you up, so you can counter them as fast as possible. Like, you cannot decide to use your brain in the 12th round. You need to use your brain immediately. Like, the first few rounds in the match, I'm always using to intake as much information as possible from what the enemies are doing, and to basically make as absolutely best game decisions during the match. Like, enemies play the same setup 24/7. Jet was alone on short with the op. I mean, generally, Jet was alone on the A side. Sage was probably on the B side the whole match. Phoenix was around the garage. Gecko was also around the B side and garage, and Omen was C. Bro, this is, this is free for you. With better utility usage, and just tell your teammates what you want them to do for you. Like, it's so simple to tell your Omen, just flash this. Now, on the defender side in first round, I will never allow my teammates to control the A site. Like, A site is hell of a time for the retake in the first round, and even if you're playing someone like Killjoy, I highly recommend you to play the A site and to abuse the classic pistol shorty strategy. In the first round, what you want to do with Killjoy is the following. You're buying classic, light shield, shorty, alarm bot, and that's it. You're using your alarm bot to cover the push of the enemies to the site there,
Placing alarm.
using your turret as a bait in the short area of the map, like this.
Sentry.
Now, round starts, you do this, and you're playing shorty here. If enemies push you, easy kills for you. If enemies push the opposite part of the map, take the classic pistol,
Recalling my bot.
pick up the utility, retake the C site or B site. Like, A site is very hard for the retake in the first round. It's much easier for the attack, harder for defense, and I will never allow my teammates to defend it in the first round, ever. But now, if you already decided to play the C site, to be honest, for the first round, I would place my turret here instead of there. If you already have an alarm bot here for your nanoswarms, it is much better to have this turret that is watching the window for you if your Omen dies in window and if you lose the control of the window.
I'm gonna just push, but yeah, follow the others around. If you
She's gonna push, bro. She's gonna push, man. We're fucked.
want to.
No, man, not in the first round like this. But yeah, like now we're gonna lose the A set and we're not gonna retake the site. Ah, bro. Always play in the first round A. No matter which agent you're playing, no matter what the fuck your teammates want to do, defend the A set in the first round. You can retake the B, you can retake the C quite easily, but retaking the A set is hell of a time. Right now, we're picking up our utility and we're retaking the A.
Please.
Coming back.
It's safe.
If this Reyna dies, it's GG.
All A main.
Now, on the retakes with Killjoy, if you have time to wait for your utility before you retake the site, wait. You know, because right now, this turret and this alarm bot can be very useful for us to actually push the enemies. Like, I would just wait for my turret and alarm bot to reset,
Recalling my bot.
and
Coming back.
I would use my turret basically to fight with me up there. Bro, like, why is this not working consistently anymore? Like, up there to fight for me in this area of the map, alarm bot for that angle,
Bot out.
and just push with your teammates. Turret is covering our short, that peak as well. Alarm bot is gonna reveal that enemy, and we can easily push the site.
Many. Spike planted.
With the Killjoy right now, I would have... Just a second, this is so annoying.
Coming back.
With the Killjoy right now, I would have went from the CT, not from the tower. Because your utility can be very impactful to clear the enemies on the site and in these corners. You need to pay attention on when you're placing your turret to try to place it, you know, a bit better in a direction of enemies, so that your turret can actually see the enemies.
Turret down. Variable.
Okay.
Last player standing.
I was full blind, I'm sorry.
Okay. What was the main takeaway of this round? The main takeaway is that you should not trust anyone defending the A site, even if your father and mother are playing on that fucking A site. Like, in the first round, always defend the A, and you always want to abuse the classic pistol shorty strategy. Unless, if the enemies have a lot of initiators that can reveal you in this angle, you need to ask for your teammates to bait for you, or you can play a classic pistol shorty right here. Oh, we're forcing. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, I mean, in this force by round, you can go with a Spectre, Light Shield, Stinger, Heavy Shield. Like, it's really up to you. Alarm bot, alarm bot, alarm bot. Good, good, good. Generally speaking, this turret is a bit of a waste. I only force because my team... Yeah, like, if your teammates are forcing, you want to follow their economy and you want to force as well. Now, this turret is just better. Like, you know, this turret just holds seaside, holds garage, and that's it. So in this round, if I have only turret and alarm bot, turret goes there, alarm bot goes here,
Placing alarm bot.
and I'm playing in a garage. And I'm covering C site, garage, B site.
Reloading. Alarm bot.
This angle, you only want to play in some kind of an eco rounds, half by rounds, rounds where you have worse economy than enemies have. And usually, when you have some teammate that can bait for you. Because this angle is shit. But in this round, maybe it's gonna work because you actually have Reyna with yourself. But I still would have done the turret on C site in this round. What is this smoke of the Omen, bro? This one-way smoke is shit. I mean, I can see you cross... This one-way smoke is for me. There is no way that Platinum players are doing this one-way smoke. As their default smoke to push the site.
It's C.
Look at this, man. What is this lobby, guys? Oh my god. This is also... This sometimes happens for me as well. You know, with a Spectre, you really need to go for the burst fire in a long range. Spray and pray is not gonna work. And you need to like go, you know, like you cannot go like full gorilla spray on that range. Okay, when you're playing the retakes. So right now we're playing the retake with our teammates, and even if you want to play with this Omen from here, if the enemy Sage did a wall here, I would try to destroy at least one block of that wall and to apply some pressure onto the enemies. Because as long as that wall stays here, enemies can fully focus on you here and here. But without that wall and without that cover, enemies need to worry about 3 angles and not only from 2 angles. So here I would have taken my time to destroy one block and then maybe go with my teammates. But your teammates are already playing together, so it would have been a bit smarter if you just went from the garage. Okay. Guys, do you not realize that you can destroy the Gecko flash? Like, I know that players have the habit of dodging the flashes by turning around, but you need to develop the habits for destroying the Gecko flash and the Reyna flash. Come on.
Jet had a Vandal.
Okay.
Okay, 2 last in front here.
Whenever your utility resets, if the enemies give you a moment of time to use your utility, use it. Right now, you know, you're fighting with a turret, pushing that Omen with a Marshal, killing the Omen, turret is watching the left side, killing this guy, run and gun.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
On the left side, on the left side. Yes, sir, we won this. Let's go. Okay, good job, good job. Not bad, not bad.
It's gonna be fake.
Is this
Alarm bot.
Okay, let's use our brain for a second. So, in the first round, enemies pushed the A site and they were successful on A. In the second round, enemies pushed C site and they were unsuccessful on C site. Because of AB pattern and because of overall rule of fear and mentality that players have in solo queue, right now, the absolutely highest chances are that enemies will pressure this area of the map. So there is not a single moment of time where in this round, I'm using my utility for the C site. I'm gonna put all of my utility on A, prioritize defending the A site, and just tell my Sage to play B with the wall. And that's it. So in this round, you should have done a setup on A. And when it comes to setting up the A, like, I mean, you have multiple different setups with Killjoy. Like, one thing that you can do is, like, maybe doing a turret up here for both short and long. Doing the alarm bot on B here.
Alarm bot out.
Doing the nanostorms for the enemy pushes. Like, there's just, you know, too many setups that you can do on a Killjoy. Like, usually I prioritize having an alarm bot on B. So I always have the information there, whether the enemies are flanking, lurking, etc, etc. and turret like I'm using depending which angle I want to play. Because I want to play on the contact of the turret, and I don't want to play like, you know, I want to swing with the turret.
Placing sentry.
Right now,
Pushing A.
yeah, they're going A. Like, oh, bro, let's use our brains, guys.
My bot.
Coming.
Especially on Haven, if you think the enemies will go A on the next round, play the A side. Like, one of the majority...
Recalling my bot.
The major mistake of the Killjoy players is that they are, like, way too predictable with their setups, and they're always setting up on the same site. Try always to use your setup on the different area of the... Like, just try to be interesting with your setups, and so that it is very hard for the enemies to predict where you're going to end up next. Hey, Pepito, if you look at my tracker, this act, you can see that I prefer not playing Killjoy. I mean, mechanically, you're not a bad player, to be honest. I don't know why would you be hurting yourself by playing Killjoy in gold and platinum lobbies. I really feel that if you just grind Omen or someone else, like Omen and Viper, you would have much more success than playing stupid Killjoy.
Pushing.
Okay.
One enemy remaining.
Okay. Fortunately, this round, your teammates were actually like good for you know, when they defended this A site. Now, when I don't prioritize playing the A side with Killjoy, I don't prioritize playing A side when I have the ultimate. I mean, retaking the A side with the Killjoy ultimate is so easy peasy that it's, you know, you can leave it to your teammates essentially. And it's really good what the Phoenix is doing here, getting the early information whether or not enemies are crossing through that area of the map. That's really, really good. You should have done this close to the B main, and that's it. Okay, if I see that smoke, probably enemy Omen is gonna teleport up there, so you need to spam it.
Below.
We can play retake.
Reloading.
Okay.
Okay, let's play retake.
This alarm bot, you should have placed towards the B main. Just to consistently have the information whether or not enemies are lurking through that area of the map.
Are they still pushing?
Yeah, they're on C.
Okay.
Just wait, Siege. Just play retake. Okay, let's play retake.
Are they still pushing?
I mean, that Reyna made a mistake. Like, the guy said, let's play retake. And the Reyna, like, you know, went full bottom mode there.
Yeah, they're on C.
This is something that you cannot compensate. Like, when your teammates don't listen to your calls, like, it's just, you know, it's their mistake. Like, it's that Reyna mistake.
Just wait, Siege. Just play retake.
Can
Bomb
you
grenade out.
when they
Spike
plant, I
planted.
can then open as well.
Initiated.
Bro, this alarm bot in this round would have been so useful on B side. Because right now, there is also a chance that one enemy is maybe lurking, and I would not take those chances. Right now, you need to expect that maybe that Omen is gonna use that smoke to destroy your ultimate. So I would have stayed here with the ultimate a bit longer. Yeah. Good. Okay.
Player standing.
Fuck.
Hide, hide,
Fuck.
Okay. In that round, there's nothing better you could have done, to be honest. Like, only because, you know, your team has just got picked apart in individual gunfights.
Turret out.
as I said previously, like your main setup on your main setup with Killjoy on C set of Haven should always be like doing a turret here that watches the garage and everything, doing the alarm bot on B, and when it comes to your nanoswarms, you can maybe, you know, put them on the plant positions at the choke points, stack it on the alarm bot. It's really up to you. Or maybe you can save one of your nanoswarms for the actual retake.
Nice.
Papito, how do you juggle your short and classic when running like that as short? Without any problems. Why? Like you're just spamming your secondary weapon and the drop button consistently. Like I'm just pressing 2 drop, 2 drop, 2 drop, so that I'm never picking a knife into my hands and I'm canceling that animation. You want to cancel the knife animation. You want to cancel the knife animation.
Let's test that theory. My ultimate is 30 seconds left.
And you cancel that knife animation by spamming the 2 and the drop. Like doing this. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, and enemies are really committing to that AB pattern of pushing. Like like in this match, like, and that is the main problem of gold, platinum, and diamond players. Like you're never trying to predict what the enemies will do next, and you're never trying to counter the enemies. Like enemies, like players in Ascendant, Diamond, Low Immortal, Platinum, and Gold are one of the most predictable players ever in Valorant. The only players that are unpredictable from time to time are Radiants, Irons, Silvers, and Bronze. But all the other lobbies in Valorant, it's either going to be some kind of a predictable utility usage, predictable pattern of pushing, predictable pattern of positioning on a defender's side. And it is so easy to predict, like based on just 2 rules. And realizing the mentality of players in solo queue, where they're gonna go next and what you should actually abuse.
On A.
Multiple mid.
This is why I recommend you to do the setup that I've shared with you before. Now that alarm bot and nanoswarm would have been very useful to actually like you know, to actually like defend the B set and delay and stop the enemy's push. In this round, enemies stopped pushing the A set because your Omen punished them. Initially, they wanted to push A. Like, it was very lucky that Omen got a kill, to be honest. But you upload the video for Bind tomorrow. I've already uploaded both attackers and defender side on Bind in my videos. In the folders. Here, pick up the turret, pick up the alarm bot, and use them for the retake.
Little guy planting.
Flanking you.
Oh, that Omen can be a hell of a time for us. Like, only God knows where that Omen is.
One window.
Your visual perception of the enemies is really bad, man. Like, I don't know. 3 times in this match, you died only because you didn't notice the pixels of the enemies and their colors, etc., etc.
Oh, hit it.
I was diamond and now I'm bad.
Placing sentry.
I'd say.
No, it's not.
Joke's
He's
over.
lying.
Steps
You're
mid.
dead.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out. Turrets destroyed. Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out. Spike planted.
Okay.
One here.
Whew, sheesh. Good.
Oh, on you, Killjoy.
Not bad. Not bad.
55.
Not bad. It's okay. It's okay. Like this one was fine. The only thing that I would recommend you is that when you notice that your teammates are aggressive on a defender side, try to follow them up and try to support them at the starting of the rounds. Like if I notice that my Reyna is going for this angle and for this peak here, I would definitely try to play for that Reyna and maybe bait for her. Because she's gonna, you know, she can easily die on that angle in some kind of a 50-50 fight. Especially when you're playing Killjoy. Like, you know, you can do a turret and setup for C, play in the garage with the Reyna, double bait setup, and that's it.
Not. Destroy.
But this doesn't make any sense, like, to be honest. Like, placing a turret and alarm bot on the same area of the map, on the same bomb site, that should never happen for you. Well, literally never. Like, right now, turret or alarm bot should be in the garage. Turret or alarm bot should be on the B side. Like, no one is in the garage. No one has the info there. This is called overstacking the site with the utility. Like, literally, you know, this is something that should never happen for you as a Killjoy player.
Coming, recalling my box. Spike planted. That's done.
This, what Jet did right now, is something that you should never do in your life when you have the numbers advantage on a attacker side. Like, I would never go for this peak in my life with Jet. This is something that I will do only if I'm in the numbers disadvantage, where enemies have some kind of a hardcore utility that can destroy us in a post plant. Or maybe if I'm in the economy disadvantage. I have a shorty only or some shit like that.
Reloading.
I love how all three of us went for the retake like from the tower.
Last player standing. Team A.
Okay, guys, what did we learn today? That the utility usage and reading the enemies and your teammates is one very, very important factor that is gonna make you rank up 10 times faster. And also, what we learned is that instead of playing Killjoy in Gold and Platinum lobbies, you should play Omen or someone better. Okay, that's it for today. If you want to get my coaching, join my Discord server, and we're done with this free live VOD review, baby. By the way, my coaching sessions are obviously much more in-depth. Like, this is a free VOD review. Like, I'm just trying to notice your, you know, most visible mistakes. When it comes to your mechanical skill as a player, like, the only thing that I would do a bit better is, like, I would try to work on my reaction time, reflexes, raw mechanical skill, and precision. Like, your crosshair placement angle clearing is quite fine, but your raw mechanics are lacking compared to your in-game mechanics, if that makes sense. Can you check my tracker quickly again? Yeah, I can. For this act. I mean, I definitely feel that winning these type of games, you'll have much higher impact by playing Omen than playing a Killjoy. Definitely. I mean, there's nothing I can tell you from this tracker because you literally have only 25 matches. Like, that's nothing. And it is quite similar to what you did in the episode 6 act 2. I don't know. If you already have a positive win rate with both Killjoy and Omen, I would just play Omen. I would just play Omen and maybe Viper on Pearl, and that's it. It's just smarter, better. Like, it's gonna be easier for you to control the outcome of the rounds, easier for you to control every single scenario. Like, the smokes that your Omen has given you in this VOD, I just wanna suicide myself in game. Okay, guys, that's it from this VOD review.